Now, news coming in from Ukraine. Around 5 people have been killed in Kyiv after explosions rocked the city. Anton Grishchenko, an advisor to Ukraine's Minister of Internal Affairs, says these casualties are people who were either out on a walk or driving in the city. At least 12 people have been reported injured until now. Witnesses on ground say these explosions have been much more central than Russian strikes earlier in the war. The first attack reportedly took place at around 8:15 a.m. local time in Kyiv. Explosions have also been reported in cities of Lviv, Ternopil and Dnipro. Ukraine's presidency says Ukraine is under missile attack. There is information about strikes in many cities. He's also urged people to stay in shelters. Now, the explosions come right after Russian President Vladimir Putin called the Crimea bridge blast an act of terrorism. Ukrainian public broadcaster quoted emergency services as saying there were dead and wounded in Kyiv, but gave no further details on the casualties here. But the scenes in Kyiv do not look promising. Videos showed injured people lying on the ground while vehicles were hit by the strike were seen burning. Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky also posted a message on Twitter shortly after. He said, I'm quoting here, "They are trying to destroy us, wipe us off the face of this earth." He said that the air raid sirens will not abate as rockets continue to strike. Ukraine's defense minister has also tweeted, "Our courage will never be destroyed by terrorist missiles, even when they hit the heart of our capital." He added that the only thing they demolish irreversibly is the future of Russia and calls it a globally despised rogue terrorist state. In news that is coming in from Ukraine, from what we know so far, around 5 people have been killed in Kyiv this after the explosions rocked the city. An advisor to Ukraine's Minister of Internal Affairs says that these casualties are people who were either out on a walk or driving in the city. At least 12 people have been reported injured so far. Witnesses on ground say that the explosions have become much more central. The first attack reportedly took place at around 8:15 a.m. local time in Kyiv. Explosions have been reported in other cities of Lviv, Ternopil and Dnipro as well. Ukraine is under missile attack. There is information about strikes in many cities in Ukraine. From what we know so far, at least 5 people have been killed in Kyiv and about 12 others have been reported injured. This is as per the most recent reports. The explosions come right after Russian President Vladimir Putin called the Crimea bridge blast an act of terrorism. In the visuals coming in from Kyiv, people could be seen lying on the ground injured, people lying on the ground, vehicles hit by the strikes were seen burning as well. Ukraine's defense minister has tweeted, and I'm quoting here, "Our courage will never be destroyed by terrorist missiles, even when they hit the heart of our capital." Added that the only thing they demolish irreversibly is the future of Russia, and called it a globally despised rogue state. Several explosions hit the center of Kyiv, Ukraine's capital, in the morning. The explosion started at around 8:15 a.m. local time. After months of relative calm in Kyiv, an air raid siren sounded the Ukrainian capital. Now, the spokesperson for the emergency service in Kyiv told that there are many people wounded. However, as per the reports right now, there are 5 people who've been reported killed, about 12 others who've been injured. This is what we know so far. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has tweeted that Russia, are trying to destroy us and wipe us off the face of this earth. Now, these explosions come after Russian President Vladimir Putin on Sunday said that the blast a day prior on the bridge, the Crimean bridge, was an act of terrorism and aimed at destroying critically important civilian infrastructure. This happened at the Kerch Strait, at some major supply route for Moscow's forces in southern Ukraine. These are the visuals from Kyiv. As you can see, 5 people have been killed in Kyiv as per the report so far, and about 12 people were injured. After months of relative calm, Kyiv was rocked by blasts this morning at around 8:15 a.m. local time. Explosions were also reported in other cities in Lviv, Ternopil, Dnipro. Ukraine was under missile attack. Strikes across many cities of the country. As I mentioned earlier, the explosions come right after Russian President Vladimir Putin called the Crimean bridge blast an act of terrorism. Ukrainian public broadcaster has also quoted the emergency services as saying that there were dead and wounded people in Kyiv, but more details are of course awaited. Now, this is Russian President Vladimir Putin's latest address calling the Crimea attack an act of terror. Listen in.
Сомнений нет, это теракт, направленный на разрушение критически важной гражданской инфраструктуры Российской Федерации.
Совершенно верно.
И авторы, исполнители, заказчики спецслужбы Украины.
Спецслужбы Украины и граждане России и зарубежных государств, которые помогали им в подготовке этого теракта.
So from what we do know so far is that at least 5 people have been killed in Kyiv after explosions rocked the city, which started at around 8:15 a.m. local time. Air raid sirens could be heard in the city across Kyiv. At least 12 people have been reported injured as well. The first attack took place, as I mentioned, at around 8:15 a.m. local time. Explosions also reported in Lviv, Dnipro, Ternopil. People have been urged to stay in shelters for now. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.